Richard Schwartz, Brett Ferguson, who is the head of our workers' comp department. So we're going to let him give a Cliff Notes version on workers' comp real quick on the fourth and final segment.
We had a potential workers' comp claim this morning, Richard. Patrick was arriving here to the radio station, and there was a very muscular pit bull that had gotten fairly close to him, and we talked about how if he had been mauled on the way in here to work.
Yeah, wandering around the parking lot out there. It
really?
was,
that would be an injury in the course and scope of his employment with Richard Schwartz, and he would have had a claim.
That's right. I mean, that thing gave the look, and I was like, okay, we're going to get inside this building as quickly as possible.
I know a lot of people that love pit bulls, but they scare me. All right, they are very muscular, very strong dogs that can do a lot of damage.
Well, correct. I mean, you had a guy in California, real quick, who got mauled to death by his 4 pit bulls, like, over the weekend. I saw the story. I was like, just, tragic, and had a 4-year-old son. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. But, I mean, that thing was more muscular than the 3 of us put together. I'll put it
Well, I mean, that's not saying a lot.
No,
but
that's not. So our minds are our best asset, is what I'll say. All right, workers' comp.
Well, workers' comp, just like we were talking about, if you get injured while you are at work, then you have a workers' comp claim in the state of Mississippi, and that entitles you to certain benefits, including medical care at no cost to you. The workers' comp insurance company has to cover that. Now, it's just like any insurance policy. There can be headaches, there can be roadblocks that they put up, and that's part of why you need to hire somebody to help you through that process. But you also get some money while you're off of work. We call those TTD benefits. It's a reduced portion of what you made when you were working. And then eventually, once you get released by your doctors at MMI, Maximum Medical Improvement, that's when we can come in and try to help resolve that claim. Now, there are a lot of different laws in the work comp system that sort of limit and restrict what you can get and how you can get it, but that is a claim that you have when you get hurt in the state of Mississippi. And we talked about no fault earlier. It doesn't matter whether it's your fault or the employer's fault, you still have a claim. Now, if you intentionally injure yourself or you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, then that is a defense to that claim. But if you are being stupid at work and get hurt, well, you're still covered.
Yep.
Now, the flip side of that is if Richard is being dumb and is negligent and causing an injury to me, I still just have that workers' comp claim. Can't sue my employer for regular negligence in the workplace, which is a question that we get a lot from clients.
Now, is there a threshold? Like if I work for one person has one employee, or is there a threshold that has to be met for workers' comp to apply?
Right. So you have to have 5 or more employees in order for the requirement of comp coverage to come into place. There are also some other types of employment that are exempt, like farm labor. And housekeepers,
interesting,
not covered by the work comp, unless they're like Mary Maids. They would be covered because that's kind of an older part of the statute that's doesn't come into play very much these days. But like if you had a live-in housekeeper.
Gotcha.
That wouldn't count.
Richard doesn't pay me enough to be able to do that.
It'd be a lot of cleaning, I guess. I don't know.
That's right. Although it would have been nice to have that because I was the one washing the dishes last night after our party at the house. So.
Right. I pay my kids money to do their chores, but they're not covered under the work comp.
Gotcha.
It's still coming out of my pocket.
Exactly,
but,
exactly. So, and then the difference is you don't have a jury trial. If you get the call, it's like I want to go all the way to court.
Right.
It's
That's
not
right.
court.
I've tried several workers' comp cases this year. There is no jury. It is an administrative remedy. So we have an administrative judge at the Work Comp Commission,
which appointed by the governor.
That's right.
Yeah.
There are 8 judges currently, and they hear these disputes and they resolve them. So put on a robe just like any other judge would do, and they hear both sides, and then they issue a decision which can be appealed to the full 3-member commission, which are all 3 appointed by the governor. And if you don't like what happens there, then you can appeal that to the Supreme Court, which automatically bumps it down to the Court of Appeals. They hear a lot of those cases. That can take a long time to get through that entire process. Thankfully, in our practice, we are usually able to resolve them without having to have a full-blown hearing or go up the appeals chain, although it does happen. I know I've had a case go all the way up, a couple of cases Michael has as well, who's in our office. But for the most part, we get those cases resolved.
Yep.
So.
And the one difference is the attorney's fee is a lower percentage, right?
That's right. And everybody always asks about that. 25% is the attorney fee set by state law.
Okay.
So.
And we don't take any money on the benefits they're already going to get. It's the settlement at the end.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. It's still a contingency fee on the back end. That's right.